What's going on, Hard Cup Bullet fam? Coming to you hard, man, hard and live. We took a little bit of a loss this weekend. I didn't get to talk to everybody. We did a few lives. I don't know if you caught all the lives, but we did a live. I did about a 30-minute live, and I cut it into some sections and kind of put it out. But just in case we didn't catch everybody on the live, I went on and decided to do a video today. I had to do a video also for my people on TikTok and Instagram. If you're not following us on TikTok and Instagram, consider doing that too. If you're not following us on YouTube, consider hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button. Stay tuned for what all updates on the channel. But today, I wanted to talk about, hit the like button. But today I wanted to talk about the long weekend we had with Black Widow. Black Widow is the logo. So, she's a very dear to Hard Cut. She's most of my breed stock comes from either her or King Creed. But anyway, she was very important to the family. She's about 6.5 years old. She is retired now. This is her last litter. This was always going to be her last litter. It's her fourth breeding. I bought her when she had already had one breeding when I bought her. And I bred her 3 times. Coincidentally, if you buy an adult female, check the adult female's stomach to see if she has a C-section scar. They tell you she never had a puppy, check her stomach. That's a mandatory thing if you buy an adult female, adult Frenchie, adult English Bulldog. Anything that needs C-section. You only need to breed 4 times. So this was her 4th breeding. But anyway, she had, we didn't do an ultra. We did an ultrasound, but we didn't do it at 30 days. We didn't do it at 50 days. I just waited. And before she went in for the reverse progesterone test, they did do the ultrasound. And we know we seen 1, maybe 2. Which I just never put any stock in the ultrasounds as far as accuracy of the count. If you want to get the most accurate count, you need to go and get an X-ray. With the X-ray, they can actually see the skulls and the spines, and they can count that. And they can also measure the dogs. They're supposed to be able to measure the pup's head. I've had this done. And they can measure the pup's head, measure the dog's pelvic bone, and they can see if she'll be able to do it. Theoretically, I have had that done, and she still couldn't do it with the same dog. So this being her 4th litter, she was never able to do it naturally. And I think I did try. I tried for sure the first time and partly this time. So anyway, we took her in Friday. She was at a 0.8 that afternoon, but we didn't have the time. The docs didn't get her in, but he said we had plenty of time. She had about 48 hours. Theoretically, if the dog, when you go to get a C-section, you want to get the reverse progesterone test. That's the only way that they'll do the C-section. The reverse progesterone test will tell them if she's in the window of going into labor within 24 to 48 hours. If the reverse progesterone test comes back and it's under a 2, that means she's going to give birth within 24 to 48 hours. So we went in 3 days before that. She was at a 5. So he told us to come back the next day. Came back the next day. She was at a 5.8. Went up. And we waited a couple days, which was Friday. I was trying not to get caught on the weekend, so we went back Friday. She was at a 0.8. So we still didn't get caught on the weekend. And we didn't have a bunch of stuff. I had things lined up, so we did get her, long story short, to the veterinary clinic in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Shawnee Animal Hospital did take her in. They did charge us for emergency fee, which still wasn't over $1,000. And they were trying to charge me $3,500 everywhere else. So There was a good thing is that we got her in there for under $900, under $1,000. But the bad news is that we only had one pup, and the pup didn't survive. It was already losing hair, so it probably had already died a few days or so before. So, would it not being a water baby or being stillborn, I mean, mummatized. I can't never say that word. Um, I don't really know what happened. It's one of those things. You take losses in breeding. It's just one of those things. I'm not even going to speculate, but I do know that's her last breeding. It didn't have, what I will say is it didn't have anything to do with line breeding. This is not the line breeding side of my program. Uh, Bo Jackson is who I line bred from, but that's on the other side. I line bred from Bo Jackson using King Creed and Black Pearl, not even using Bo Jackson. So the line bred side had nothing to do with this breeding. They did not have tight blood. They were not too close. They have no lineage in common. I'm sure somewhere down the line, Gotti Line Dax is on both of the pedigrees, but that's about the only thing that they have in common. Black Widow is 3 lines back from Gotti Line Dax on her pedigree. So it had nothing to do with tightness of blood. I mean, it could be a lot of things. I only let them lock one time. I let them lock at the first of the cycle. It's a bunch of things. So if you're a breeder and you want that information, that if that helps you, yeah, that's what. I only let them lock one time. Probably should let them lock more than once. I was trying to time the first of the cycle to get a bunch of females. That's what I was trying to do. So I didn't want to mess that up by letting them keep going on during the week. So you live and you learn. I don't know. I don't know. I've never had one puppy from anything that I've ever bred in my life. One. I don't know. But that's how things go. That is part of it. So she is recovering. She's on antibiotics. We have antibiotics for her. We have pain medicine. She's on a raw diet, so she's taking the food real well. She's in the bully house, the big bully house by herself. We do have the bully house number 2 now. We have the whelping center that I just built. And we have Black Pearl and the other pups in that house. It's a real good facility. I mean, she got her own little decks and go in and out. It's got where you can have 2 different. It's gonna be where I can house 3 bullies at once. So I only got her set up in there right now, but it does have 2 more bays, and they'll have outside areas and everything too. It's very, very much fully insulated. The pups are doing real well in there. We do have 2 pups in that litter, and they are 14, 15, somewhere 15, 16 days in there, a little over 2 weeks. Eyes are open, they're moving around very well. I did some videos with them. They got hot a couple days ago. I bought them in, and we were in the kitchen. I laid them out on the floor. We did a video with that. But they are real cool looking pups. Real thick looking pups, man. I haven't seen no pups. I haven't had a boy. This is the same breed. Well, it's not the same breed because to get Big Shirley, I bred King Creed and Black Pearl, and I got Big Shirley. And in in her litter, there was only 4 females. Jackie was also in that litter too. It was only 4 females. Black Cherry was in that litter too. But I said Big Shirley was so amazing. I said if this was a boy, it would be a grand champion. And this time I bred Black Pearl to Domino, which is King Creed's son. And this boy looks amazing. I ain't gonna say he gonna win. He gonna win some ribbons. If you take him to the show, I am gonna say that. If you take this dog, from what I'm seeing right now, if you take him to the show, he's gonna win some ribbons. The female too, but the boy is just got a bigger head, and I normally. All of my dogs have big head. You cannot breed small head out. You cannot have that. Cannot be one of the flaws. You know, when you go on my flaws videos, I have 5-part series on American Bully flaws. You can go on there and figure out what a flaw is, how, so you will be able to determine how to pick your breed stock. But in all those videos, a small head is not a flaw that can be bred out. That is just it. When it's a small head dog, they're gonna produce small head dogs. They're not gonna suddenly make a big head out of a small head dog. It ain't gonna happen. So all my dogs have big heads, but this puppy, I'm saying, with all of my dogs having a big head, I'm telling you that this puppy's got a big head. He gonna be something special. He's all black, got like a white oak leaf or something on his chest, all white. So we didn't. So out of this breeding season, we only had this one litter. So we didn't get to get cream bred, and we didn't get any pups from Black Widow. So we only had this one litter. We do have people on the waiting list for that litter. They do have first right to refusal. So we will know in a couple of weeks how all that's going to turn out, and if the 2 pups that we have are going to be available. But I'm sure they will go quick. I have a list that I can go down and get them taken care of. If you're not on list, www.hardcutbully.com. Scroll to the bottom, click on the puppy waiting list. It is a $50 fee to be on the list. I'm telling you, it's a $50 fee to be on the list. If you're not a serious buyer, don't get on the list, because $50 is what it takes. $50 to get on the list. That comes out of your overall money, but you're gonna have to show some commitment for me to put you on the list. So $50 to get on the list, and that list does not just go for the next breeding. It goes for it as long as Hardcut Bullies is in business, and I'm going to be in business at least 15 more years, because these bullies ain't going nowhere. I have 12, maybe 12 bullies on the property right now, and I co-own a lot more, a few more. And we do still have Hardcut Drip on the property. We didn't get the breeding done with Hardcut Drip and Jackie. I'm thinking of bringing, Jackie was supposed to come back over here yesterday just to make sure everything is everything. But I'm kind of keeping a hold of him. One, because he's getting along with Domino pretty well. His roommates or whatever, they kennel mates next to each other. He needed to be around some more dogs and see a yard. He is protecting the yard, but he is eating all the chicken up. So I'm kind of considering taking him back home. But I'm trying to hold on to him, because I'm thinking Hardcut Cream may go into heat. And if Hardcut Cream goes into heat, that will be a good breeding to put him with her. So I think that's what that's my next thing I would try to do. If I don't get Hardcut Cream bred, we don't have any more breedings coming for a while. At least until next season. At this point, we're not going to have any more. I don't like to breed during the summer. Just people are not interested in buying the pups. But what I'm going to do is keep the puppy waiting list going. That's why we have a waiting list. And I'll let them decide that. If they're ready in the summer, we'll be ready in the summer. So we do have 4, 1, 2, Hardcut Jackie, Hardcut Big Shirley, Hardcut Cream, Hardcut Candy Crush. I actually have Black Pearl is still available. She can breed one more time. I wouldn't be, you know what wouldn't be a bad breeding would be Black Pearl to Drip. That would be some thick. That would be a good breeding too. Hardcut Drip is her first stud that I produced on this property. No, not the first. Yeah, the first hard cut. The first stud with the hard cut name I produced. Not the first stud I produced. I got my boy Lil Rock roll over his grave. What? No, not the first stud. I can't even say he's the best stud, but he's the first hard cut bully stud. So I wouldn't be opposed to bringing Pearl out of retirement to do that breeding, because that would be a good breeding. But other than that, we just have the 4 females. You want to have a 5 female team and be able to pick the right stud. So with me, I have more studs than females. I got a lot of good studs, and I can pick which one will be right for that breeding, to put the right structures together to build the right structure. I can pick the right ones. So things going good. We did get the new edition of the Weapon House. That's a good thing. I haven't got it all the way finished yet, but it's very comfortable in there for them right now. They are in there now. I just got to finish my sheetrock and a couple more things, give some more electric the way I want it, and then everything will be perfect on that end. But we took a little bit of a loss. That's what happens in breeding, man. That's what happens in breeding. The good thing is I was able to save Black Widow. She was in danger. Make no mistake, the mother dog was in danger. About 11:30 that night, I seen a little bit of green discharge. When you see green discharge, and for a mother dog that's in labor, and I think she might have been in labor because I seen the green discharge. When you see the green discharge, that means stage 1 labor is over. Stage 2 labor just started. And you should see a puppy within 15 to 30 minutes after seeing that green discharge, green or brown, greenish brown or just green. It's not just dark, but it's light, kind of light green. If you see green tint, that's embryo sac fluid, and you should see a pup appear within 15 to 30 minutes. So you should be able to you should be able to see a pup. Somebody just sent me a text, threw me out. But you should see a pup. Somebody sent me a text about New Vet Plus. I'll get into that. So when I didn't see a pup, she was in danger from that point. So we had to get to a veterinarian and get to a C-section. You cannot just let it die and she'll poop it out. That doesn't happen. That dog will die in there, and she will become septic, and she'll die. The mother dog will definitely die. And we didn't know that she only had 1 puppy. For all we knew, she had 6 puppies in there, and that 1 puppy would have killed all the rest of them, and then she would have died. So if you think she could have survived the 1 bad pup inside her, what if there was 5 in there? You don't know. So even if you took out ultrasound, you don't know. So with not a puppy appearing, we have to have a C-section. So I'm saying this, I've said it several times, I'm saying it again. All American bullies need a C-section. Try it. I'm not going to tell you to try it, and I'm not going to sell you a female dog if you do try it. Come on out the bench for the big win, man. And get you something hard cut. It's on.